We are going to be breaking down our pairs for post market analysis. Um, from last week, a lot of students and viewers actually made good gains from the market. From our breakdown, you can go to the previous videos to actually see what went down or the analysis we did last week and relate it to this new week coming forward. So I hope you guys had a very beautiful day. It's currently 8:30 here right now, and yeah, let's get into the charts. Do our preparations for the week ahead. We'll do our psychological or mental preparations, and then do the market analysis, which is the candlestick preparation or the technical preparation aspect of trading. So now from last week, we know that this trend on the weekly is still prevailing. The blue moving averages over the red. We're making a higher high, potential higher low. Now last week we saw this candle close just below 1.2500 with this doji up a prior week. Sorry, so we saw the close with this doji, and last week on last week's candle, which is currently on the channel, and you can access by clicking on the link or just above here. You can see that we predicted or were looking for the week to be bearish, and we actually did see a bearish week, which a good amount of our viewers and our students took really good trades on. So now, for what I think could play out this week, now, seeing that this week is bearish, even though we're seeing a bullish market, as long as sellers still have the market, I'll still be looking to sell short unless price comes and break this region here, which is a higher low on the weekly. That's when we know that the market is going to be that's when we know the market is going to be pushing to the downside. Uh, that's when we know, okay, the trend on the sorry, something. Okay, that's when we know the trend is going to change. Now, but till then, let's continue in the direction the market is going. So now, seeing this weekly candle here, we could more or less look into the week and say, okay, fine. From this the size of this seller's candle, we could say next week we expect a slight pullback. Okay, maybe back into the week area of this previous week, and then see nice sell off to the downside. Nice sell off to the downside. Target areas I do expect the market to reverse from will be 1.225. Though I'm not saying this is a key area for which you should look to long the market following this trend. I'm just saying that if we were to go short from the seller's momentum currently in the market, our target would probably be 1 to 500 daily area. Now, let's go down to the daily time frame and break that down from there. Now, we've seen that this bearish candle on the daily time frame, on the weekly time frame. We'll come and look at the daily and see the daily making lower highs. Let me just mark that out for you guys. Making lower highs and lower highs here. So as long as the market is making lower highs, we know we are currently bearish. Even though we're bullish on the higher time frame, which is the weekly, we are currently bearish on the daily, which is the time frame we trade from, because we are not really long-term investors that use the weekly to trade. We use the daily and the 4 hourly for our medium swing trades. So now looking at the daily, we consider, okay, last week closed as a very big bias, as not really a bias candle, but it's more or less pushing to the upside. So what we could be looking out for next week would be a slight pullback. Okay, and from the weekly, remember that the weekly, I said since we saw that bearish variation, we could expect a pullback into the last weekly weeks sorry, the last week's candle week. So seeing this now, we could see one, two, see a slight pullback to this region, and then look for price to push down to 1.225. Uh, do I think this pair could go higher? Of course, this pair could go higher because we are currently bullish um on the weekly, but it has to break one of these lower high structures on the 4 hourly, because as long as the market is making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, we don't have any right to go and buy, or we don't have any rights to determine where the market is going to change trends. We don't have that power unless you are psychic. So on GU now, I'm expecting a slight pullback to the upside and a push down into 122,500. We might not really see this region, but if we do see this area of target, well, that would be a very nice trade. So I'm still looking out for sellers taking over the market this week, but still take note of technical analysis areas where we're making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. If price starts breaking higher, um, lower high structures, I could from the higher time frame know in my mind that okay, maybe the buyers are now willing to come into the market and push price to the upside, but that I do not expect to happen soon. I expect it to happen at 122,500 following the trend. So that's just the breakdown for this pair this week. There's really nothing too fancy I use on the chart. Nothing too I just use the Fibonacci, market structure, and key support and resistance areas. Those are the tools that I use to predict where the market will go to. You can go to the previous weekly video, and then if you want to watch your way down from there so that you can understand what we are doing right now. So I'm looking out for a sell next week. Now if the market opens with a gap up or down, we still have to wait. If the market doesn't pull up into this region, the next thing we could wait for is the 4 hour making a lower low. Okay, so um, sorry, let me check out this. So if the market doesn't push, or let's say the market gaps and we weren't prepared for that, the best thing to wait for is to wait for price to break this lower low, make a new lower low. Okay, and then from there we could see look for a lower high and then maybe come target back into this region. It's that simple. It's really that simple. It's not easy though, it's just simple. So that's what we're looking out for on this pair uh coming into this week. More selling and I'm buying. So I will actually post a screenshot of this week's candle, this week's and setup, so we can relate it to next week and just flow with the market going forward, and everybody can catch up quite easily, even those that are new to the channel. So if there's any question you guys have to ask me, the comment section are open. You can ask me your questions. If you would like to reach out to me, leave a comment. uh, uh, I would always be here to answer your questions, and yeah, anything you need, I'm here for you guys. So that's just a breakdown of the market for the week ahead. So let's see what plays out within the week, and from there we could um yeah, let's see what plays out within the week. And so seeing weekly bearish, okay, daily trading to the downside, okay, 4 hour structure, lower high, lower highs, lower highs, okay. So there's really nothing that will stop this price from going down unless price market breaks 4 hour structure and then start trading to the upside. So that's just our bias for GBP USD this week. Comment section is open. If there's anything, any pair you guys like us to break down, um, maybe during the midweek critique on Wednesday, you can just leave it in the comments and I would see what I can do for you guys.